I do hear engines starting up. I probably can guess it's going to be Juice. He's becoming known for being able to get out first. However, Lewis himself managed to outdo him a couple of times last week. But no, as predicted, here we go. We have got TTM Juice, the Racing Point driver, coming out first. And let's get that there. So, not having any issues reading things. Jerry is predicting Tez, Liam and Shifty. That is a good point. Obviously, we've had drivers coming up, and one thing I failed to mention is that we've also had Shifty come down, and he's now in Tier 2 representing, and he's joined the Red Bull team as well, taking over TTM Hayes' spot, who's moved down to Tier 3. So yeah, complete revamp for the Red Bull team compared to previous rounds, and we'll be seeing how they get on tonight. So let's get all our stuff open. Make sure look out for any nice little yellow sectors should someone bin it. But we will stay on board with Juice as he is our first driver to come out on his outlap. Got a nice little gap between Chizu following suit, so we'll switch straight to them afterwards. Tomothy is Tez, not Tier 1. So yeah, Tez is Tier 2, and he is actually just filling in at the moment for top tier, with one of their drivers having to pull out. He's just reserving for a couple of weeks until we can fill that vacant spot. So he's got a nice bit of practice himself, Tez, coming up into his actual race. And we see Juice just cross the line, ready for his final lap, so stick on board and invalidate straight away. Just cut that first turn a little bit too much, unfortunately. So we will switch back with Chizu, see how he does, as he'll be our first time on the board. And let's get that halo working. So far, Chizu playing it quite safe. You can definitely use the corners a little bit more, along with just the width of the track for this track, and maybe just kind of get a banker set, get a feel for it. But at the moment, ooh, he's actually just spun and manages just to save it. No wing damage for Chizu, but that's not ideal for a first lap. Let's jump on board with the next person. Who's it? Okay, so it's Super Jelly Dog, who is actually going to be the first person to set a lap at this rate. We will stick on board with him, see if he makes any mistakes or is able to finish the lap. Currently going through Sector 3. Last couple of turns here. Very tricky, this one here. But at the moment, looking like he's sticking very clean. Nice long straight up onto the start finish line. He's crossing it with a 120.9 currently. Let's jump on with Miag, and at the 121 Deb. Renault driver will be looking to improve there, but I know he's had some connection issues past few rounds, so hopefully that's now sorted for himself. And Ben Lim just taking a 120.9, slightly a few hundredths off his own teammate there, so McLaren looking good currently. TTM Curry, a 126, they're all coming through now. Apparently having some downshift issues at the start of the race. Oh, who's that? Was that Chizu? I think it was Vale. Yep, that is a completely smashed front wing. He obviously took that first corner a little bit too much and ended up in the barrier. We could be seeing a lot of that tonight. Something, am I commentating on my own? I am indeed, yes. Chizu has abandoned me. I will be keep saying that. He's obviously now in Tier 2, and due to just a little bit short notice, not being aware of it, well, not really thinking about it, haven't been able to get a replacement, but should be back to normal next week. And Vale. Okay, a little bit of a shortcut. You are meant to go around the track, but obviously he is a bit of a damaged front wing there, so I'm not too sure if it's sure to let him off. Let's jump on board with Tez. Obviously the Williams driver had a fairly decent performance yesterday. Let's see you can stick with it, and along with the new teammate, it's actually got a new livery. As you can see, it's a bit more of a brick design compared to the previous one, but unfortunately due to like podium pass renewing, he wasn't able to get the same as before, so a few fresh colours for the Williams. And he's just about to cross the line with going pole at the moment, a 120.0, completely dead. So currently 6/10 faster than Noel, sitting in second. A very good luck there from Tez. And let's jump on with Stenner. Unfortunately, not the best of results for the driver at the moment. Between just kind of pushing a little bit too much and ending up spinning, costing him the race. Stenner will be looking to sell, hopefully, a bit of consistency for himself, because we know he's got the pace. He's definitely one of the front runners here. It's just he needs to kind of stick on the track, and hopefully he'll be able to produce some decent results. But going into the pits, we'll jump on with TTM Lundy. Let's see what the Ferrari drive can do. As mentioned before, pre-race he is fairly consistent, managing to get second place last week, but proven to better points every round so far. Let's see what he can do on his first lap. Just seeing all lonely, that's a shame, yep, all lonely, but I'll try my best to keep you guys entertained on my own, and yeah, let's see what we can do, you know, it's all good fun. So, very nicely, just around that last corner. I would say that last corner we could see some spins here tonight. I know in a race situation, if you're going side by side, you might try and exit a little bit too much, and that back end can definitely lose it. And Lundy, a 120.8. I'm not too sure, but it seemed like he kind of slowed down towards the end on the straight, but put him up into 6th for the moment. Let's take a look at Juice. So second lap for the Racing Point driver. Unfortunately, obviously having a bit of a crash, well, invalidate first lap. Let's see if he's able to set a time this time. Keeping it very neat, slowing down perhaps a bit too much, but just wanting to set a time here at the moment, ensure that he is trying to go through to Q2. And crossing the line, we are going to see about 121.0. Not too bad there, putting him in 10th spot, so he's safe now, but still quite a few drivers set, yet to set a time. Let's jump on with TTM Royal. Looking very fast and only about a 10th down from Tez's current time, so let's see if he's able to improve through this final sector. A little bit cautious around that second to last. Straight back on the throttle through the final corner and along the straight, and he is going to second. There you go, so 1/10 off. Not able to change anything in that last sector, but 121 nevertheless is a very good time. Let's carry on having a look. So TTM Vale currently the only driver out yet to set a time. Let's see what he's able to put together. It seemed like he had a bit of a crash at the first lap, but at the moment looking good. Bit cautious around there. You can definitely use a lot more of the curb and try and just go straight over it, but just wanted to set a bank of time perhaps. Very neat through the little quick chicane. Again, another spot that we could see drivers cause themselves a bit of havoc. You try and use that rumble strip on the left a bit too much, you will end up spinning, unfortunately. But very delicate through the final corner on the straight. Let's see what Vale is going to set as his time. And a 121 dead puts him up to 12 spots, so safe for now. But ooh, very nearly losing it there once again. Let's jump on with Senna. He's now out. And yeah, set time. Currently, can't quite see. I think that was about a 10th off Tez's time as well. So see if he's able to top the table at the moment. Ooh, there we go. Stenner, unfortunately, becoming a victim of that last corner, as I mentioned a few laps ago. It is deadly. You can lose that back end very easily if you haven't got quite a stable setup, or perhaps a TT kind of preferred one. But yeah, unfortunately the AlphaTauri driver is going to have to go out again and get that wing sorted. He's run out of time as well. He's got 6 minutes left, so you best get back around the track and get that sorted quick if he's moving on to Q2. But let's jump on with Liam Hannon, the only driver now yet to set a time. We know that you can put together a brilliant lap when it comes down to it, and surprisingly didn't invalidate there, managing to kind of hold it after letting it slip a touch. But let's see where this final sector is going to end up putting him. Okay, very careful on the throttle there, Liam, just round. But he is going to set a time of 1:21.0, so very close to that danger zone at the moment. We'll see if he ends up going out another lap. We've got quite a few drivers looking to obviously improve their time. Chizu wanting to improve. The new driver in Tier 2 currently sitting in 18th, but not too many. Well, it's about 8 tenths that he needs to improve to look to try and steal that last spot from Juice, and very difficult there. I believe obviously coming into this tier, one of the restrictions is that you will be using manual gears, so I think this is Chizu's kind of first race actually with this, so still just getting used to it. But we should see some improvement through him in the later rounds. And Chizu just coming into the pits there. Let's jump on board. Liam Hannon unfortunately invalidated him. What about Bendy Lim? Is he on an outlap at the moment? Or on a flyer? It's looking like he's taking these first couple of turns quick, so I think he is looking to improve on his time. Okay, so 3 tenths down currently. Actually slightly worse than his first lap. But we'll see if he's able to improve sector 2. Very nice through the lower S's there, using both the curb going into the chicane and exit. It's looking like it's going to be a good time, improving on second sector, and yeah, at the moment, perhaps using a little bit too much there. See him cross the line with a 1:26, so definite improvement there. Obviously 5 tenths off Tez's current time. Looking quite hard to beat at the moment, but it is only Q1. We will see drivers perhaps just get a little bit quicker. At the moment, just chilling, ensuring that they get through. And Shifty 50 currently in the elimination zone. Former Tier 1 driver will be looking to not get knocked out on his first race in Tier 2. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can put up together. And just noticed that I haven't actually popped Shifty's number down, so apologies for that. For this race here, have to be driver number 50, so just have to keep that in mind for you guys watching the stream. Currently improving on his time. Let's see what he gets. Crossing the line is a 120.7, so nice improvement there. Couple minutes left, and that is currently knocking out TTM Juice. And here we go then. So 2 minutes left. We've seen all our drivers towards the bottom end on outlaps, looking to ensure their place through Q2. So let's see where everyone is. I think Juice, unfortunately is invalidated his lap, I think. And let's just reset there. Yeah. Okay, so he has got a second charter. Thought for a second that was going to be him out and not being able to change things, but we'll see what he can improve on and if he can put himself in that top 15. Oh no, there you go. Straight into the barrier, and that front wing is gone. So I think that is the Racing Points drivers' hopes unfortunately ending there into Q1. But let's jump on board with, let's have a look. I think Liam Hannon is actually next, so currently in 15th. See if he's able to improve and just secure his position. Obviously drivers at the moment all on an out lap, all flying lap, so wants to ensure that you can get through. A little bit wide, perhaps kind of getting caught up on that curve too much, but managing to save it. Unfortunately losing time on that second sector. See if he's able to pull it back on the third one. And nicely round the final turn. Let's see what Liam does. There you go, he shoots up into 10th, so 120.7. Very nicely done from the Ferrari driver, leaving it a little bit late, but nevertheless puts himself into Q2 at the moment. Let's jump on with Colt's Keeper, so the new Williams driver, obviously taking over from TTM Pars, and nearly losing the rear there, managing to stick it together, and currently up on his time in the first sector, but just losing a touch in that second. Let's see what he can do. At the moment he's very close to Juice's score, but he's called it a day after his crash. Only 3 drivers could possibly take it away from him. And Colt's Keeper moving up to 12th then at 120.7. Looking like he's possibly secured his position. Let's jump on with Niag here. And our top 15th driver at the moment. Ooh, what the hell has happened there? And there you go. He's unfortunately just spun on the second to last. Perhaps, I'm not really too sure what's going on there. As mentioned, Niag has been having some connection issues, and it looks like might not have got that solved, unfortunately. But Rebel's called it a day. He's back in the pits, so I think that is going to be our top 15. So Niag's actually been knocked out, but let's have a quick look. So he's been knocked out by Stenner, managing to finally set a time, moving up into third place of 120.3, managing literally last second to finally get one after 2 failed attempts before. Avatar driver will be happy with that, and just needs to try and get himself a little bit sorted come race. And I think that is pretty much it for Q1. Just waiting for Niag to get in the pits. So it sounds super close, all 120.6. Yep. Apart from the front few, we are going to be seeing some close racing, but quick run through. So we've got TTM Tez taking top spot, TTM Raul second, Stenner third, Super Jelly Dog fourth, Bendy Limbs fifth, Noel sixth, Michael seventh, LMB eighth, Vale is taking ninth, Curry 10th, Duchess 11th, Liam Hannon 12th, Colts Keeper 13th, Shifty 14th, Lundy 15th, and unfortunately not making it through to Q2 is Niag, TTM Juice, Rebel, and Chizu to top things off. So, yep, not too bad. And thinking with Jerry's prediction before Tez poll, let's actually set a prediction for that. See if you can put it together in the next few qualifying sessions. So we'll get that together for you now. There you go then, so prediction is now live. So Tez to get pole in Q3. He's managed to do it in Q1, but see if he's able to replicate the lap and secure that top spot, along with hopefully winning you guys some money. You've got 2 minutes to get your TT points on that, so get involved. And as soon as qualifying 3 is finished, we will get that dished out to you guys. So at the moment it looks like we've got that McLaren? Okay, nope, it's a Red Bull driver. Kind of hard to see on the track map, but we've got Duchess out first. Obviously Juice getting knocked out. We've got a bit of a variety. So let's see what the new Red Bull driver will be able to put together. So how it looks, no one currently backing or going against Hez. You've got about 40 seconds left, so make sure you get involved with that. There we go. We've got 1k on yes, so let's see if anyone opposes that. Obviously Raul very close, only about a 10th in it, so you could take that top spot away from him. It's not a guarantee at the moment. Niag in the chat, who's going to win? Niag always connection. Unfortunately, just while we were on board with you on the last lap, it seemed like your connection's winning. So we're going to have a look. But a big news, LMB's just been disqualified from the session. I have no idea why. Vale just going by. I have no idea what's caused that. But we've got yellow flag in yet sector 1. I can't see anything. And yeah, not too sure. Just back with Duchess, unfortunately managed to invalidate his lap somewhere through sector 1. Shame, but let's jump on board with TTM Vale, I think. Ooh! Just catching it at the wrong time, and unfortunately into the barrier for the Alfa Romeo driver. Let's see. I'm not too sure. Okay, yeah, he has got some wing damage on that right side. The end plate's gone, so he has to come back into the pit and get that fixed up. Let's jump on with TTM Raul. As predicted, probably Tez's main competitor for that pole space. Let's see what he's able to do. Okay, so Chizu with a bit of intel. Apparently he was blocking the lane. Not too sure what happened there, if he just parked up or was just come out too slowly perhaps. But that is going to be a massive shame for the Renault driver, unable to progress or even set time in Q2. Okay, so TTM Rail unfortunately invalidating, and during that we've actually got TTM Stenner with a 1:19.8, so the fastest time of the session, and obviously struggling a little bit in Q1, but it seems to be pulling it back towards the end of the last session and coming out strong for this one, so very impressive from the AlphaTauri driver there. TTM Noel as well at 1:24, very respectable and getting pretty close to the times we saw last session. And here we go, a few more of the similars around the 20.5s, 20.6s. Quite a lot of the midfield getting similar times to that. Let's jump on with the other Mercedes driver, TTM Michael, just finishing sector 1, and let's see how he does through this very tricky sector. Wanted to stay away from the curbs there, it seems, just completely staying on the track, not looking for any advantage, but using everything there. Surprisingly taking a lot of that rumble strip there. Taking that much can spin you out, but perhaps the setup is nice and stable, allowing him to use the full track width. Looking like a good lap here from Michael. Let's see what he crosses the line with, and putting out to third place at 1:20.2. So very good lap indeed. Lundy as well, managing to set his best time at the moment at 1:20.2. Let's see who else is out on the lap. So I think that's everyone for now. He will jump on with Tez, I reckon. Currently on his out lap. Let's see him get set up for that flyer, and if he's able to top Stenner's time, managing to get himself into the 1:19s hopefully. Okay, so as we start, let's see how he takes his first corner, using all of that first curb, riding just enough the second, and nice heavy braking point here, going into a bit of a hairpin, locking up, touch on that front right, but nice and smooth out of it. Oh, I did notice that as well, Jerry, yeah, the American flag just on that front. Not too sure, because I'm pretty sure Tez is going to be repping the French flag recently. It's become some sort of suspicion that, or superstition, should he rep the French, he seems to be able to deliver some decent results. And staying with Tez, unfortunately invalidating, I was about to say, he's not had the greatest laps, losing the back end a little bit through that first sector, but fortunately I have to go again. So let's jump on with... Let's jump on with the keeper, and he does also have the American flag, so I think it's just the actual skin. Well, the livery of the car. Interesting one. Let's see who's nearly done with our lap. So TTM Vale just going through the last sector. Let's see what time he's going to be able to set and put up on the board. Taken very cautious on that second to last. Would have expected perhaps a bit harsher braking. Let's see, puts him at 2.6 with a 1:20.5. So getting around that kind of mid-pack sort of time we're seeing. Let's jump with Raul, unfortunately validating on his first lap. Currently looking pretty good on this lap. Only got one sector left, and let's see what he's able to do. Jerry pointing out that Tez was actually on mediums there, so perhaps looking for an alternative strategy, or just kind of using up a pair of tyres for the sake of it. Obviously there's a long session with this full qualifying, and there you go. So TTM Raul, the second driver, getting into the 119s, but just not enough to top Senna with the 119.9. Very good lap there from the Mercedes driver. And Tez apparently showing on an outlap, but I'm pretty sure this is just his second flyer after fortunately invalidating. So we'll stick on with him again to see what he can do. Okay, so he's actually on the softs, so he must have popped in the pits and got that swapped over. That'll be why it's actually showing up as outlap. Let's see who else. Bale just kind of cruising in. Obviously, Raul just finished. Colts keeper unfortunately invalidating, so I imagine he'll be going into the pits now. Yep, there we go. So not really much activity out on track. Let's stick with Tez then. He's pretty much got it all to himself. Doesn't have to worry about trying to find some space. They're apparently getting a little bit put off with the Williams new livery. Personally, I quite like a bit different. Let's see. From the front, it's all looking brick-like. On the back, it's quite nice. Sky blue-esque on the wing and such. So, very nice little hairpin there, not actually locking up this time. Let's see if he's a little bit stable through this back end of the sector 1. Using all the curb there, along with the strip. And that back end's looking a lot more stable this time round, so let's see what he's able to do. Actually getting a purple sector 1. Nearly going into the barrier there, I thought he was going to clip it, but just about saving. Very nice section there. Didn't actually realise you could go onto the grass that much, but Tez exploiting the track to the limits, and that could be the difference between getting top spot or unfortunately second. At the moment, looking good. Purple sector 1, green sector 2. What's this final sector going to be? And just short. Fortunately, 1.43 off the time of Stenner, but taking that top spot, well, second spot, so 119.9. Moving Raul down to third, and Shifty, the last driver yet to set a time. Looks like he's just on a bit of a warm up still, not really pushing it much. We will jump back on board with him in half a lap's time. But who else is out and about? We've got Fendi Lim. Let's see what he's up to. So, just coming up to the second to last corner. A little bit too much curb, and yeah, he's actually coming in. Thought he was approaching that corner very cautiously. Who else is out and about? Got Nolan outlap. Okay, let's see what Curry's got then. So next up on a flyer, we will switch to Jelly afterwards. Very nice turn one there. Let's see how he takes this hairpin. Heavy braking zone. Nicely through though. And quite a quick exit. So far, it's looking like a very good sector 1. Only a 10th off the time of Senna, so it's going to be moving him up if he keeps this pace up. And Jerry giving away some top secret strats in the chat. He's reckoning that we're going to be seeing a soft medium for the strategy of our drivers with a hit around lap 10. Might see that come true. Now starting to see a few of our top drivers just retiring from the session. They think they've done enough, and it's pretty much just Stenner in the pit. But the rest of the top 5 all calling it a day for the second session. Curry looking like he's going to improve, but whereabouts is he going to set? There you go, up to 4, so 120.1. Very impressive there, and if you're happy with that lap, you should finish off there. Let's jump on with Super Jelly Dog. Unfortunately invalidating. I think he'll be able to get back round to perhaps do a second lap, and he's just completely cutting the corners to try to make that happen. We'll see if he gets there in time, otherwise he is unfortunately going to be not making it through to Q3. What about some of our other drivers at the bottom currently? Ooh, Shifty just kind of parked up on the road. I think that's going to be him done for now. So, where Colt Keeper's well actually invalidating, just moving out of the way of Duchess, but it looks like he'll not be progressing through either. So it's just Duchess that can make a dent into that top 10, I think. Just clipping the wall there as we switch back to him. Let's see if he's able to improve any more though. And there you go, invalidating, just a little bit too wide there, coming off the exit of the chicane. Fortunate there, but I think that is going to be it. Actually, Super Jelly Dog did manage to get back round. Not too sure if he cut any more corners on that final sector, but let's see what he can do. If he does manage to improve his time, it'd be knocking his own teammate out. So a bit of tension there perhaps. I'm sure they're in a party together as they are good friends. Let's see what McLaren driver can do though. Green in sector 2. It's looking good for him, and very fast sector 3 by the looks of it. We could see teammates knocking each other out. Go, so cross the line up to 4th with a 121, so massive improvement there, and as mentioned, there you go, his teammate is getting knocked out. Wow, last driver as well. So let's run through the final standings for Q2. So taking top spot at the moment is TTM Stunner, second TTM Tez, third TTM Royal, fourth is Jelly Dog taking that last spot. 5th is Curry, 6th Lundy, 7th Michael, 8th Liam Hannon, 9th Vale, and 10th is Noel. Unfortunately, getting knocked out is Bendy Lim, Colts Keeper, Duchess, Shifty 50, and LMB managing to get disqualified before even kind of getting out of the pits. So unfortunate there, but that is our top 10 moving through to Q3. Jerry saying, yep, Jelly cut to get that flying lap. Obviously it got caught on stream, so it will be brought up with the stewards, and we'll see what happens with that one. Our drivers have been made aware to not cut the track to get any advantage, but particularly in that position where it proved crucial, you could see some fines being handed out for that one. Jerry saying just as well. I was just repeating what I saw in the chat, so that's down to you unfortunately as well. Let's see who is going to be first out then. We saw, I think, the Alfa Romeo driver last session, and once again TTM Vale looking to get that clear space out on track is going to be our first person out. Let's stick with him then. I only just noticed the livery, obviously wall being a bit of annoying there. Codemasters were wonderful camera angles sometimes, but a bit of a metallic tint to the livery. Looks quite nice reflecting off the sunset. You have to appreciate a good livery every now and again, and that one's not too bad. Who else is coming out? So we've got Noel a little bit behind, and Tez actually not wasting any time. He kind of waited until about halfway through the session last time out, but making sure to use up all that time at the moment, just following behind the Racing Point driver. So we switch those two out of Vale. Okay, so Miguel just getting prepped for his lap, warming up the tyres, and hopefully getting him up to that optimal state. See what he can put together with these final two corners. And there we go, so throttles down along the main straight. Dave just asking the question, who's going to get pole, Stenner, Tez or Raul? At the moment, any of them can do it. Obviously, we saw Stenner really struggling to set a time in that sector 1, well, first session rather. But delivering the goods in that second session. Have to wait and see if he could do the same for the third one. Tez fairly consistent, managing to get top spot and then second, so I reckon Tez personally will get a pole, and Raul fairly consistent as well, just sticking a decent lap time in, and I reckon if Sten doesn't set a lap he will take second, but if he does I reckon third for the Mercedes driver. Okay, it's looking at a fail here, nicely through second sector, perhaps drifting a little bit into the corners, but managing to hold together nicely. Let's see what he's going to be setting for our first time of this session. Around the final corner, and he's going to cross the line with a 120.1, so I think his actual PB of this qualifying so far. Very nice from the Alfa Romeo driver. Let's swap over to Noel. And I don't know when, obviously during the outlap, but Tez actually is next in the order. So going top with a 1:19.7. I think that is actually our fastest time so far. Sten only again at 1:19.8, I believe, in the last one. So Tez looking very strong for that pole position at the moment. Noel getting a 1:20.4 as he crossed the line. Let's see who else is next. There you go, I think Lundy is going to be next set of time, so see what he gets crosses the line. 1:20.2, up to 4th place for the Ferrari man. What about Jelly crossing the line? 1:20.1, so 3rd place currently. What about Michael? Fortune invalidating. That's not what we like to see. So he's going to have to go out for a second time. Hopefully he's got the fuel for it. And Stenner still in the pits. Not too sure what's going on there. Perhaps just waiting for the last moment to snatch it, but could also be a downside of him. And more pressure on himself, and fortunately we have seen him spin quite a bit. Let's have a look at Liam Hannon just on his outlap. Don't think any of the others are on flies. Let's have a quick look. Is Curry improving? Ooh! Okay. Just saw that as I flicked through. So Michael just on his flying lap, I think. Unfortunately, clipping the barrier. Losing a wing. Yep, that wing is completely smashed, both air plates gone. So even if he did have fuel, it looks like he is taking a trip back to the pits, unfortunately. So, okay, so Liam just around the final corner of his outlap. Let's see what he can do. He always seems to kind of sandbag a little bit for the first 2 sessions, and then massively just come into the top 3 on the final lap of the final session. So let's see what he can put together here tonight. Using all that curb on the entry, and slowing down too much, I would say, but managing to keep it through just right in the curb. On the grass, and I'm not too sure if he just messed up his entry there or what, but I think that is not going to really do him too many favours. Most likely have to go for a second attempt. Z-Tech's out in the stream, yep, the man behind the myth. well, at the moment it seems to be proving right, but living up to the French flag, putting in absolute dominance since. So while Liam's had a very ropey first sector, he seems to be putting it together in this final few corners, and he's actually called it. He's not happy with that, so rather than waste time go back out, he's just going to go straight back into the pits and get that sorted. Let's see who else is about. So we've just got TTM Roll and Bale on outlaps. I think Bale obviously didn't dial in, but certainly outlaps, so that's fine. Herbie coming across the line first, so we'll stick with him. Once again, taking a similar approach to his first lap, just nice and steady on the outlap. I know every driver's a little bit different in their preference, just to get things warmed up. Very wide and deep into that second turn, but hopefully his tyre's up to temperature and he's about to get set for his flying lap. So coming up to turn 1, how's he going to do this? Using all that curb and nicely riding that little bank. Heavy braking zone with the hairpin. Lock up slightly on the front right, but exiting out, nice bit of speed, nearly invalidating, just keeping that left tyre within track limits. And through this nice little fast but tricky section here. Got to avoid the sausage curves, but at the same time you want to try and use the curves if you can, or as just get very close to the apex, wanting to stay on the track. Ooh, just taking that inside curve a bit too much, and there you go, 180 into the barrier. That's going to end Vale's hopes for possibly improving, and he needs to get out of the way very quickly. You've got Roll coming up behind him, and just getting out of the way in time. Let's jump on with Roll now. He'll be next up to set a time, looking to improve on his 1:19.9. Once again, getting into 19s, but isn't happy with that. Wanted to improve and see if he can take that top spot from Tez. Final corner, looking clean. It's going to all be down to this last sector. What's he going to get? Unfortunately not enough. Just off this time, a 1:21.2. And then clipping that curb on entry, and that's his win gone. So I think that is going to be all Roll can do for this session. It's just going to have to settle for that second space. And Stenner, there we go. Okay, no, he is coming out there for a sec. It glitched, but 2 minutes left. He is finally deciding to come out and try and set a time. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. Literally 1 lap qualifying. Let's see what he can do. I'll come back to him after Michael though. Round the last corner here, very smoothly. Gentle on the throttle there, not wanting to lose that back end as he did in the last session, but he's crossing the line, going to 7th with a 1:20.3. I suppose I just saw Stanner on the grass, could be seeing things, but we move. Who else is out on the lap? Okay, so at the moment, everyone just getting set up for their flying lap. Michael actually going straight again. Let's stick with him then as everyone just finishes off their setup. Every time I've watched Michael, he just avoids that curb. He's not wanting to take any risks with that possible sausage curb taking him out. But using all the track there, both wheels going across the inside corner. at times, even though it's looking pretty smooth, it's actually not an improvement. I'm not too sure if he's just going to call it a day or if he's going to try and stick with it. Didn't see the fastest exits out that second to last, so I'm not expecting much here. And yeah, a 123, so not too sure how much fuel Michael's got, but he's got one more chance at it. Let's jump on with Stenner now. Currently yet to set a time along with Liam Hannon. Okay, we will actually jump on with Liam Hannon first. He's closest to the finish line. Let's see what he can do first, and then we'll switch back and see if Stenner can try and steal Tez's top spot. So, looking very neat and tidy through there, but what is his time going to be as he crosses the line? It's going to be a 120.4. That puts Liam up into 8th. Bit of movement there in the middle, not too sure who moved there, but we jump on with Senna. Just final few corners, looking very fast at the moment. Let's see what I can do around this final corner and down the straight. What time is he going to get? He's not going to beat Tez. It's a 121, and there you go, put himself in 10th. So that is the danger of just leaving it to the last minute, leaving yourself with one lap. If you don't get it all right, you kind of screwed yourself over. I'm not too sure what the strategy was there, but perhaps Senna can put it back in the actual race. Lundy, very slow. I think he might have just messed up his lap and just calling it a day there, so he will be staying in 7th. And that is our final driver. So there you go. Anyone who bet on Tez to get a podium, well, get a pole rather, for qualifying, it was just one person. Dave, you are going to get your 1,000 back. There you go, nothing lost there. So let's go through the final standings. So taking pole position, line up first on the grid is Tez with a 119.5. You've got Raul 2nd, Super Jelly Dog 3rd, 4th is Noel, 5th Vale, 6th Michael, 7th Lundy, Curry 8th, Liam Hannon 9th, and Stenner finishing off at the top 10. So that is going to be everything for our Q3 here. Let's see what's happening. So 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out here at Australia. Let's see how things going. Bit of movement in the middle. Ooh, see Renault driver there. Crash. Oh my, what's happening? There is crashes all over the place. Currently no safety car. Oh, there you go. It is called. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. I'm seeing a lot of things pop up right here. It's hard to keep up. So, bit of recaps. Ted's still managing to stay out of danger. Currently first, second roll, and let's see who picked up damage. Obviously we saw Stenner pick up 5 seconds, Shifty as well, so it seems like in that middle pack there's a bit of elbows out, and drivers perhaps using a bit too much of the track. Let's see, so Shifty's got no end plate, that's going to be him in the pits. Stenner, no end plate as well on the right side, so those two obviously came together. What about Michael? He's got 5 seconds. How's he looking? Looks good. No damage from what I can see. Obviously just maybe hit someone under the safety car, failing to react a little bit too quick perhaps. But yeah, safety car lap 1. There we go then. So very quick prediction there. Yes, and Jet unfortunately losing the 3k there. I think he's the only one to back no, and yeah, losing those TT points, but that is currently the order here. So run through again. Tez first, Raul 2nd, Jelly up 3rd, Lundy 4th, Noel 5th, Liam Hannon is 6th, and I'm actually seeing a few drivers come into the pits without any damage, so perhaps just going for a bit of a longer strategy, moving on to those hards perhaps, and playing the long game here. Let's take a look at the tyres, see what people are switching onto. So majority on softs, but actually with that safety car everyone is moving on to the mediums mainly. Got a few hard runners here, Niag and Juice, but everyone else on the mediums. Oh, On the fee there, 10k with 1 second left, and I've managed to bet right, so not a bad little return there. Oh! Who the hell was that? Liam Hannon! That was not expected. Crashing under the safety car. I literally just caught a glimpse of that as I was flicking through, and that's a wing gone completely as well. Not even able to save that one, so that's straight back into the pits there. Terrible start for the Ferrari driver, and actually picking up 5 seconds as well. So spinning, perhaps just having a little bit of a clash with someone on the way to the barrier. So far, what's been our cleanest tier racing-wise, having a bit of a tough time here at Albert Park. Let's see if they're able to put it together for the second part of the race. Just having to keep an eye on any more drivers, perhaps doing a Russell. Okay, so everyone seems to calm down, bunching up quite nicely. And might be in next lap, I think. He's in the chat saying Tier 2's gone to pot now that he's no longer in it. Yep. You just keeping things steady at the back made all the difference, and oh, Liam Hannon obviously in the pits, so I was wondering why people were getting overtaken on the straight. But that will be to fix up that wing, and he's moving on to the hards for the rest of the race for now. Should be able to one-stop this still early on. Okay, so Curry as well having to pit, so perhaps he was the reason why Liam's got a 5-second penalty, or at least did. Yep, Curry still got a 5-second penalty. Perhaps speeding in the pits there, just picking that one up. And let's jump on with Tez then, who's obviously going to be leading the pack. Let's see if he can keep up this position, managing to stay out of any carnage for the first lap. Let's see if he can get around it second time round. A lot of our drivers just here weaving, warming up their tyres as expected. Oh. It's always difficult just under safety car. Obviously you wouldn't get that temperature to your tyres, but at the same time you get a little bit closer to the person out in front, perhaps not doing the same, just staying straight or something like that. Chisholm nearly going into the back of LMB twice now. And again. But Tez here, backing them all up nicely, straight across, back on throttle. And, oh my god, who's that? Jenny! Oh no. He's absolutely binned it straight into the barrier, put his foot down too much, and that's dropped him so many positions. Thus, going off there, Colt Teep staying away from him, but Tez and Roll, nice little gap from everyone else behind. Once again, just staying out of any trouble. And let's see what else is going to happen throughout this mid-pack. Everyone's bunched up. It's a very narrow track anyway, so we could see some more carnage still yet to happen. Looking at that back, my rear shot, everyone's still keeping it together. At the moment, ooh, wasn't too sure if it was just smoke from the grass or if there was another little crash, but at the moment still all good. Okay, so Stenner retired. No. Sort of called it. He's not been the most consistent past couple races, and there you go. His car just parked up in the barrow with no front tyre, and VSC has been called out. So lap 4, we've had a safety car, a virtual safety car, and this is just really not helping Tez and Raul here, and helping those medium runners get that little bit of advantage. What was 2 seconds after a couple corners, now back down to 1, and Duchess could be in sight in a couple of laps here. Ewan removed the game leaderboard. What do you mean? This is always how it is. It's just because of the safety car incident that it pushes it down, if that's what you're on about. But it will go back to normal in a moment. Now, let's have a look. It's quite a long virtual safety car, nearly half a lap, and there we go. We are back to green. So, Dust now under a second. He'll be looking to start launching attack, and actually just see him oversteering just a touch in that corner. Let's jump on with Colts Keeper. His debut in Tier 2, currently up into 4th place, looking very good. We always have Codemasters 1 as well. But let's jump back with the action. So at the moment, only 2 people with penalties. Obviously, we've got Rebel with 5 seconds. I believe speeding in the pit lane. I know that was Curry, so his own teammate also getting it. Haas not having a good day. Let's see what for as well, 5 seconds. And let's just have a look at pit stops. So currently the front 7 all deciding to not pit under the safety car or the VSC, and obviously the medium strategy for the starting tyre, 3rd place on 7th, seem to be proving quite well at the moment. Tez and Raul going to be having to come back in soon with the kind of relaxed tyres. Might be able to stretch that first stint a little bit longer than expected, but they will have to come in at some point. Alright, LMB looking like he is getting pretty close. Colts Keeper, obviously DRS yet to be enabled this race, so that's going to be a big factor with this track, being able to close down the gap. And looks like Colts Keeper actually managing to make a move there on Duchess. Nicely done out on the outside and keeping it together, just going through second to last. Duchess not being able to get close enough to try and make an attack back, and that's currently a Williams in, well, 2 Williams drivers up into the podium. Let's see. Okay, so Lundy looking like he's getting pretty close to Rebel. Obviously, past couple races being able to put in a decent performance, and perhaps a little bit lower than here we want him. Still early on in this race though, so let's see Lundy trying to make a move perhaps. Thinking better of it, he saw Rebel going a little bit wide on the grass, and thought I'd just wait and buy this time a touch. Just see Duchess there actually closing the gap again after last lap, getting overtaken by Colts Keeper. Now looks like he's going to be trying to make the move, same one that he got overtaken on. A little bit of a late break in there, but closing the gap just a touch more. Bit too early on the brakes, Colts just gaining a bit more time. Slight lock up and nearly losing it as well. And Duchess going into the pits. No wing damage from what I can see, and on the medium compound. Very odd here for the Red Bull driver to be coming in at this time, but LMB now moving up to 4th. They currently got a penalty though. I believe that's just for 3 seconds. And oh my god, I didn't even realise, a safety car. What the hell happened there to cause that? I didn't see any issues. However, there is a Rebel driver, Shifty. That is not the debut that he's going to be wanting to remember there. Unfortunately, the Rebel driver crashing out in Sector 2, just off the S's, well, the quick chicane by the looks of it. And that's the second safety car of this race. So at this point, I personally, if was Tez start to look to come in, you're not really going to be getting much advantage here. Those tyres are going to be starting to get worn up to the point where you'll be coming in anyway, and at the moment it seems like both him and Raul opting to stay out, not wanting to give either driver a bit of an advantage. But once again, everyone's just going to get bunched up and could make it for anyone's to take. Both Jet and Cole's out in the chat. Australia just crazy, and what a horrific track. Yep, it is very unforgiving Albert Park here. While it's obviously been a staple of F1 for a while, it's essentially a street track. It's kind of just situated in a park, and oh my god, what was that? That's Liam Hannon twice under safety car, binning it. And apparently it's collision with Duchess, so I'm not too sure what happened there. But that is going to be a day to remember, well, forget for the Ferrari driver. Twice crashing under the safety car. I don't think I've ever seen that before in F1. And completely took me by surprise. Was not expecting that, but dropping back places, here we go. So we're seeing everyone come into the pits now. We've got Colts Keeper leading the pack at the moment on those medium tyres, and we've got Tez and Raul both coming in eventually. Let's see what tyres they've gone for. So Tez with the medium options, and Raul actually managing to jump him in the pits, but he's opted for the hard. So we're going to see a different strategy from both drivers here, and this could be what actually pays off for who gets that top position come the end of the race. We've got 20 laps left, and anything can happen. We could see another safety car come out, a third one perhaps, and it's still early on. Let's have a look then. So as everyone groups back up again following the pit stops, let's go through the order currently. So we've got Colts Keeper at the top, LMB second, Noel third, Vale fourth, Bendy Lim fifth, Michael sixth, Juice seventh, Curry eighth, Duchess ninth, Lundy 10th, Niag 11th, Jelly Dog is 12th, Raul 13th following the pit stop, Chizu 14th, Tez 15th, Liam Hannon 16th, and Rebel in 17th. And currently 2 DNFs with Shifty and Stenna. Okay, so perhaps one more lap for the safety car until we come in. And I think it's time for another prediction, guys. So generally, I wouldn't do this. However, will there be a third safety car, I reckon, for the prediction? We've seen absolute scenes here tonight so far, but could we still be in store for a bit more carnage? There we go. There we go. So you've got 1 minute on that prediction if you want to get involved, guys. Let's see what comes out of this. But as expected, it should be the last lap for the safety car. Everyone is fully bunched up, and actually we've got Lundy deciding to pit quite late, so that could throw things off a little bit. Hopefully he should be able to catch up still no matter what, but if it does come in, that's going to be putting him at a bit of a disadvantage there. How could Raul jump Tez? Yep, unfortunately you can go in obviously first, and depending on drivers going past, just get held up. Yeah, this thing can throw out some really annoying situations for yourself. But roll on the hard tyres, whereas Tez opted for the mediums. This could still be Tez's. He has managed to actually pick up a penalty, unfortunately, so that could be a contributing factor. But 19 laps still to go, and anything can happen. DW mentioned that he's also got jumped by Chizu. I'm not too sure if Chizu pitted that second time round. I think that was just from the first safety car. But if he did, that was pretty annoying. Now, there you go. Announcement out. Safety car is in, so plenty of time for Colts keeper to start planning his strategy. Get those tyres nice and warmed up and start bunching everyone together. Okay, so fully letting that safety car get away. He doesn't want to get caught out by that at all. And Lewis just going to have to keep on his toes, see where he's going to jump the gun. Okay, so there you go. Colts keeper, foot on the throttle. Lewis going a little bit wide, nearly touching the barrier there. And got a nice little second gap from Lewis. Let's see. Everyone's actually a lot more spaced out compared to that first safety car. I'm not too sure if people just being a little bit more cautious or just got caught out with the timing of the restart. But at the moment it looks to be collision free. Oh, okay, who is that in the pit? Okay, Duchess actually serving his penalty. Going on to the medium, so just as Carton King saying that it could be a good shout to be on the hards, he's decided to opt against that, not utilising the advantage of the safety car, and swapping in now. So, following the restart, lap and a half later, no changes from what I can see. We've still got Colts keeper leading with LMB second, and Duchess left the session. Guessing that's down to some just general connection issues. Not the first time tonight, I think, so unfortunate there for the Red Bull driver. But wheel-to-wheel action here with Vale and Bendy Lim. Both drivers given enough room, and Ben just yielding a little bit. Trying to get the switchback move, but just not leaving enough room there, Vale, to let that happen. See both drivers down the straight, so Vale's going to be leading the race, leading this race down the straight, and even with slipstream, Benny Lim not able to do much. Pretty much staying as is. Obviously, DRS I still don't think has been enabled so far throughout this. And Benny Lim nearly losing that back end, just a touch of oversteer, but keeping it together, still chasing down Vale, and a little bit of a gap there between Benny Lim and Michael forming up. Both Colts keeper and Lewis seeming to get away very nicely from that restart. No possibly getting caught out. 2 seconds gap between the two. Let's see if he's able to gain any time. Both drivers on mediums, and Lewis unfortunately with the penalty, so he's going to be needing to get out in front and try and start forming a gap if it's going to make any difference. Tez with second penalty there, so that's 6 seconds for the other Williams driver. That's not going to help things out there. He is right behind Raul now, moving past Chizu. And Chizu actually at the back now, 16th, so I'm not too sure what happened to him there in the 2 laps that we've had following the second safety car. And there you go, DRS finally enabled this race, so we're going to see some drag racing through the straights, and that back sector perhaps making a bit of a difference. Let's go through the pack. So Liam still keeping with it in front of his teammate Lundy at the moment. Obviously been a horrible race for him so far, just getting caught up in a couple of incidents during the safety car and having to pit for new wings both times. he'll be looking to try and make up some places, get some points for the Ferrari team, who are currently top of the constructors. Let's see who is close. So we've got LMB here, gaining time on Colt's keeper, coming up through this little chicane, very gentle on the throttle there, not wanting to spin out that back end, but DRS is enabled. He's going to be chasing down Colt's keeper here, looking on the inside maybe, but thinking better of it. Colt's is kind of like leaving the door open, waiting for him to perhaps make that move, but sidling against it. Second last corner here, be looking to try and get himself nice and close, using a bit more of the curb and trying to get a drag race going. Colt's keeper defending, moving across, not wanting LMB to use up that slipstream, and no, LMB sidling against it again, just not wanting to commit to any of the moves right now, just thinking a little bit too far out. Obviously 2 tenths in them at the moment, but coming up to that corner you want to put yourself in a good position rather than try and throw the other driver off. Very close up to that hairpin, a little bit late braking, helping out LMB. And going through sector 1, just trailing each other now, waiting for either driver to make a mistake. Colt's keeper losing that gap through this first sector, and looked like Lewis was braking a little bit touch early, but the better entry into the corner. Let's see what he can do just coming up to the second DRS zone. Mentioning Tomothy rather, mentioned it's been 40 minutes and we're only on lap 14. Yep, just coming up to the halfway point now. Safety cars extending this race length there a little bit more than expected, but it seems like everyone has calmed down following the early stint. Colt's picking up a bit of the curb, nearly throwing off LMB. Stick with them, just going down this straight. Once again, LMB just not close enough to try and make a move here, but we've seen some movement in the mid-pack, so Niag has actually moved up above Tez, and Tez having to try and gonna fight back. Obviously you've got Raul up in front of them, they pitted at the same time, and Raul just getting the edge over on the pits. This could be a long game, but we could see both drivers move up the pack quite a lot as we go through the race. Bit of oversteer, just catching it before it snaps fully, and Tez trying to make a move, nope, thinking against it, not wanting to dive down on that inside, and Niag actually getting a bit of a gap there, just with Tez perhaps overcommitting a touch too much too early. Let's see how these drivers are moving up. We've got Raul making a move nearly on Curry. He was looking on that inside. Curry defending, shutting that door, and Duchess retired. He's in the pit by the looks of it, so perhaps connection issues, not being able to let the Red Bull driver carry on. Unfortunately there, don't like to see drivers retiring, but obviously it can't be helped, can't do much about it. And just having a look, Juice actually really far back, I'm not too sure what happened to him. Unfortunately Chizu also nearly a lap behind. Ghosting is off as well, so hopefully no incidents like we've seen in a top tier with back markers possibly causing a bit of an issue. Let's see, we've got Niag coming into the pits now and Bendy Lim. So Niag actually on the softs at the time, moving on to those mediums, so that will finish him for the race. Just needs to get back out there and start putting up those positions. Let's see who else is close. So we've got Vale pretty close to the back of Noel here, just coming through this first sector. Actually seeing quite a bit of separation there with guys who've decided to do a second pit stop, and they're going to have to do some catching up to try and gain some places up. Bell trying to make a move on the outside, just not quite there. No, also closing the door, not wanting that to happen. Let's see if you can perhaps do a bit more successful attack coming on this straight. And there we go, Vale also deciding to come in now. So these early medium runners perhaps having to give up these positions, and as we've seen, it is a very tough track to try and overtake on. This could be the key here, and that would be Raul Antez moving up more positions. Let's have a quick check of the tyres for our front two here. It's working. Oh! Oh my god, I was completely messed up. Let's replay that. So LMB just coming around the corner, just taking too much of the curb, was it? Okay, yep, just on that exit, taking up too much of the curb, and he's completely bent it. Unfortunately, he was looking good for that top spot, perhaps challenging Colts. Unfortunately, that is him done for this race. So anyone who put a prediction on for a third safety car coming out, it was actually pretty split. Unfortunately, Jet once again losing. Yes, there will be a third safety car, and once again, we are just seeing this possibly cause some issues for our drivers, changing strategies once again, having to massively adapt. So I don't think anyone kind of predicted this happening tonight. Let's see what this is going to cause then. So Colt's keeper deciding to come in. This couldn't have gone any better for the Williams driver on his debut here. Managing to keep himself out of trouble so far, and he'll be going on to what I would imagine be maybe set of softs. Let's have a look. Yep, so set of softs to finish off the race for himself, and we see the rest of the pit, well, rest of the grid coming in as well. Michael actually getting held up there by, I think, Noel. That's going to be unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. One downside of multiplayer cars is obviously you don't know who your teammate is when it comes to the actual pit boxes, so you can get held up quite easily, and unfortunately Michael becoming a victim of that. So third safety car, and it's actually seeing Liam Hanlon at the top. We've got Lundy in second, so Ferrari 1 and 2 currently. Liam is hoping to not have a repeat of the previous safety cars. Absolutely been lit both times, but Colt's keeper coming out third. That is putting him in a very good position here. I could see him actually take the win here tonight, but still early on. Noel currently in fourth, Vale fifth, Bendylim sixth, Raul is in seventh, Rebel 8th, Juice 9th, Curry 10th, and Tez 11th. Still on the mediums. I'm not too sure if he's just dropped back positions or perhaps a second pit stop there for him. But Michael there 12th, unfortunately getting held up. 13th is Super Jolly Dog, Chizu 14th, and I've also just noticed that Niag is unfortunately retired. So I'm not too sure where that's happened. But that is both Renault drivers out of the race, so Renault and Red Bull completely out the points for their teams, and Senna unfortunately out for AlphaTauri. Even just I think who is his teammate? I don't think his teammate is even racing tonight, so that's 3 teams getting 0 points. Okay, so everyone is pretty much packed, well, all back together. We've got Chizu just coming in, the last one to come back. Bendy Lim choosing to have a bit of a late pit stop under the safety car. Obviously, he won't be losing too many positions. I think Chizu might just get out in front of him, but they will regroup in a moment. Should be our last lap of the safety car, and perhaps a nice little 10-lap shootout if everyone can keep it clean going through the first couple of laps. And not, well, I'm not even going to put a prediction on because I don't want to see it happen, but perhaps a 4th safety car. Yep, there you go, 4th safety car. I don't want to put the prediction on, possibly cause a commentator's curse, but let's put our predictions maybe on who's coming pole. Obviously over halfway now, 10 laps to go I'm thinking will Colts keeper get first place as the prediction. So we'll get that going just as we're getting ready to get restarted. There you go, so you've got 1 minute for that prediction, so just nice and simple, will Colts keeper win? Obviously sitting in third place on those softs. You've got both Ferrari drivers ahead of him, but anything can happen. He's been looking strong so far on his debut, and yeah, get on that with your TT points already. We're seeing no being put down. Have to wait and see. Dusk, was your car lagging? From what I could see, no, but I could see you having a few connection issues just staying in the lobby, so I'm not too sure what was going on. Obviously, your side of things, from what I could see, it seemed to be fine. Yep, Jerry, 2 spins on the safety car for Liam, and he's now leading the pack, so really does prove to not just give up and retire, but you could still make something of this. And Lundy leaving a massive gap there. I'm not too sure if that was perhaps planned. Obviously, team orders there, keeping Colts keeper behind, but that is going to give Liam a nice little advantage there. Lundy in second, Colts keeper chasing down in third. No incidents so far coming into turn 1. Everyone looking nice and clean. Oh, a bit of movement there. So Raul and Vale trying to challenge. Raul just taking on the outside, switching onto the inside, and very lovely move there past the Alfa Romeo driver. Let's jump with Rebel. Looks like he's getting pretty close to Vale as well. And Raul really is right on the back of Vale. Bit of oversteer, just managing to keep it together though. Let's see him through this chicane. Bit cautious, very wide, and not trying to hit that inside corner, but Vale is managing to get a nice little gap from that. And it looks like our drivers are pretty much all close together, but no one's really in striking distance. Kind of at the point where if you do try and make a move, you're at risk of also getting overtaken yourself. So if you're going to do it, make sure you get through first time and don't perhaps get caught out. Colts keeper in the best position at the moment, I would say though. Trying to overtake Lundy for that second place. Throughout that first lap, following the safety car, Bendy Lim actually getting fastest lap with a 1:22, I believe it was. So extra point for him if he can keep it together. And oh my god, Chizu seeming like he's crashed out a little bit or just had a bit of a spin, but it's caused VSC. I was wondering why everyone's just come to a stop there. So 3 safety cars, 2 VSCs, and we've still got 8 laps to go. Anything can happen tonight. Really does show that Albert Park here is absolutely ruthless track for league racing. Any mistake is going to end up with you in a barrier with how narrow the track is, and it's taking some souls here tonight. So the SC last time did last about half a lap. It was quite a long one. We'll see if that's the same here. And there you go, Liam Hannon back to green, straight back on the throttle. Hopefully his tyres haven't cooled down too much. Not wanting him to slip out through his first few corners on the restart. And there you go. Once again, Lundy proving a nice teammate there, just giving him a little bit of a gap from Colts keeper, who's chasing him down, nearly going into the back of him, but just breaking a touch early. There we go. So trying to make a move on the inside, bit of a switch back there, causing Lundy just to stick in the middle, proving to be enough defensive work at the moment to keep bay from the Williams driver. And let's see him try and mount an attack back. While that's going on, we've got Raul right behind with Noel chasing as well. Raul, very good position at the start of the race, and just dropping back a couple of positions. He's pitted once again, so he's also on the softs, and hopefully he'll be using that pace from the first stint into his advantage to try and move up these last few positions. Got Tez trying to get past Curry here. Very difficult. Curry making him work to try and get the move done on the outside. Squeezing him right on to the edge of the track. But Curry keeping that position for now. Oh, Curry. Thought that was going to be an opening there for Tez just to get on that inside. But Curry managing to just get enough traction to get around it. And still keep Tez behind him. As all this happened, Rebels unfortunately DNF'd as well. Just seen him in the chat, apparently just catching the curb with his tyre, and he's also been sent to the Shadow Realm, another victim of this track. Wheel-to-wheel action here with Tez and Curry though. Curry just pushing Tez slightly off the track. Very close wheel-to-wheel action here. And you've also got Bendy Lim trying to make a move on Michael at the same time. Literally 4 drivers here, both wheel to wheel, and neither driver wanted to give anyone space. Bendy Lim just on the inside, Michael keeping it very together, and that is very disappointing. Bendy Lim just trying to get on the outside, nearly made the move work, and Michael just losing a touch bit of traction, and unfortunately causing Bendy Lim to lose a bit of his wing. I just saw another bin. That is Super J-Dog in the barrier. So, McLaren teammate there from Ben Lim, unfortunately not able to keep it on the track. Colts keeper though, managing to get past Lundy throughout all of that. Everything is going on at the moment. Obviously, everyone very closely bunched up from all these safety cars. So, we've got action going on everywhere. Hard to keep track of it all. Through this, you've got Raul also trying to make a move on Noel. Let's see if he can make anything work. Very wide from Noel, but Raul not expecting that really. Still taking the inside line. Fortunately, it seems like that hairpin might have just cost Raul a couple tenths, having to work back those positions. And Noel's getting a nice little gap there. Let's see Noel himself though. He's looking on the back of Lundy. Lundy getting a bit of snap oversteer, just coming off the exit. We will be coming up to the DRS zone shortly, so Noel's going to have to try and push just through the SS. Close that gap down and make use of everything here. There you go, so Lundy actually getting DRS himself off Colts keeper. Bit of a bump there, I don't think he got any damage thankfully. And down the inside, touch the tyres. And that has Noel through Lundy. Not the cleanest there, but he's made it stick, and I don't think either driver got damage. So that's the main thing, that Lundy will be able to try and take that position back. And let's see any other on-track battles. So DRS helping the Colts keeper gain a couple of tenths down that straight. Really pushing Liam Hannon here. Going down to the hairpin, Colts keeper on the outside. Liam with a late move there, just taking that line. And once again, no damage, I don't think, for Colts keeper, thankfully. But bit of aggressive defending there from the Ferrari drivers, trying to keep that top spot. We've got 4 laps to go here, so we are going to see some perhaps ambitious moves here, just in the closing moments. And I appreciate the love in the chat, guys. Obviously, yeah, streaming on my own tonight and commentating. Bit of an open call. Anyone fancy helping me out in the future weeks, I'll be very much appreciated if you fancy giving it a go as well. But for now, we will stick with the action here tonight. And Colts, once again, just that DRS getting within a tenth, but having to back off on the next braking zone. And for a second I thought perhaps another safety car came out. Very slow into that second turn, but both drivers seem to mirror each other. And down the straight, I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Nope. Colts once again having to back off, but we saw Colts seemingly like this hairpin for a move. He's actually going down the inside this time, forcing Liam on the outside. Bit better traction for the Ferrari man though, and Colts actually getting on the grass. So he was looking for the same move this time on the inside, unfortunately not making it work. Still got a couple laps to go, see if he can pull it off. What about this mid-pack action? Okay, so we really have got a nice little fight for fourth here. While there's been a bit of a gap from the front three, Lundy's kind of proving a bit of a gatekeeper here, keeping everyone behind him. Done a good job of holding off Colt's keeper for the moment, and as I say that, Colt's keeper actually getting the move done on the inside, switching back with Liam Hannon though. Liam's taken first. Both drivers a bit of getting their elbows out, trying to defend that position, and at the moment once again Liam Hannon proving better off, and Colt's keeper nearly dropping a second behind now, so he's going to have to push to get back in that DRS zone. Trying to attack a little bit too much and nearly cost him that second position at this rate, because Noel is right on the back of him. Colt's missed an end plate. I didn't even catch up. Yeah, that right end plate is gone, so hopefully it's perhaps maybe just a yellow wing for him, but that is not going to help things out for the Williams driver, and as I said, that second position is now under threat. Got Noel right on the back of him, looking like he's going to try and make a move here. Yep, on the inside. Is Colt's going to outbrake him? Nope. He will stick on the outside though, and Noel just having to brake early and let Lundy in the meantime take the better line, take third place. So Lundy now on the back of Colt's through the chicane, DRS zone now open, straight on the inside. Colt's not making any really defence there. Obviously that end plate is going to be hampering a little bit, but second position now to Lundy. Ferrari 1-2 it is looking like. Let's see if Noel can get close to Colt's. A little bit of contact. I think that was just his wheel bumping, so no wing damage for him. 2 laps to go. He can make the move easily, just needs to keep himself clean. There you go. Noel down straight. Is he going to hold this though? Bit early. There you go. Colt's having to brake early on the outside there. And we've got sector 2. Is that Chizu, I think, spinning as the Alfa Romeo driver. So, bit unfortunate there. Not a day that he's going to be wanting to remember. Obviously, first race on manual, so he's just adapting, and hopefully will adjust as we go through the later rounds. But Colt's, unfortunately, that wing damage really costing him. Not too sure how he gained it, but he's now dropping down to 5th. Second racing point driver getting him. So got a Ferrari 1-2 with a racing point 3 and 4. So both teams are looking good at the moment. Let's see if Vale can catch up now. Annoyingly, he's got the rev glitch, so I'm going to have to switch off him. And one thing I've also just noticed, obviously Dave catching it in the chat as well, as Lundy could win, and the reason being he's managed to keep himself within track limits, obviously no collisions and no penalties at the moment. Liam with, I believe, 3 seconds maybe? Let's have a quick look. Oh, 5 seconds, okay. So at the moment Noel's also going to be getting close to that distance if he can close it down, but Lundy is on course to take his first win here. That is going to be very good there for Ferrari drive, and probably a little bit unexpected, but nevertheless, just all about being in the right place at the right time. Yep, Colt's very unlucky. Obviously, I'm not too sure where he picked up that wing damage. I think it was probably through the move on the second DRS zone. It seemed like those two are battling pretty wheel to wheel, and by looks of it, just lost that end plate within that collision. Another move lost. Curry just down on the inside. Unfortunately, not making much of a defence once again, and it seems like his teammate Tez might be able to catch up as well. But we are on the last lap now, so just getting through the final set of turns. Liam obviously trying to make as much of a gap as possible, but it's looking like Lundy could be taking this title. Very smooth for the last corner, so as he crosses the line, Liam had it in first, but we're going to see Lundy jump him as he crosses the line also. There you go. First to Lundy. Noel in second, in third rather. Fourth is Juice, so Racing Point locking out the third and fourth. Colt's actually managing to move up to fifth, so while he did lose out a lot of places, just not getting as many penalties, still puts him in decent points for his first race. Not as good as he would have liked, I'm sure, but not bad result. Super J Dog, last person to just cross the line here, just through the final sector. And yeah, it's been an absolute whirlwind of a race. Timothy payout, yeah, let's get the prediction done. So while we had the prediction down as will Colt's keeper winning, well, will he win? Unfortunately, in this occasion, he will not, but I'm sure he'll bounce back and possibly take it in the later rounds, with that being his first race here in Tier 2. And Dave back in his own team, yep, a nice Ferrari 1-2. That is going to help the constructors massively and just even increase their lead on Mercedes. Should be, yes, I forgot about that. As we were going through quali, I believe Tez got nominated for a Shui, so I just want to shout that out, and also shout out some new followers during that. So Jake, Alf and Tony, thank you very much for the follow. But there you go, Lundy up on that top step, but taking first position, and I believe that is his first win for TTM, so very happy day for the TTM owner here. Obviously co-owner with Tez, looking good in the first start, well, part of the race, but not proven to be his day. So let's go through this final standings. So Lundy with the win here in Australia. It's first spot for him. Liam Hannon second, Noel third, fourth is Juice, Colt's keeper fifth, Curry sixth, Dale seventh, Tez eighth, Michael 9th, Ben Lim is 10th, 11th Raul, Super J Dog 12th, Chizu 13th, Rebel 14th, Niag 15th, LMB 16th, 17th is Duchess, and 18th Shifty. 19th is unfortunately Stenner. We've had quite a few retirements, everyone after Rebel managing to successfully finish, but a day to forget for a few of our drivers here tonight. That is everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. For more TTM content, check out the video in the top right, and to join the TTM community, take a look at the link in the description. Until next time, see you on track.